Hello everyone. Today I would like to tell you 10 short thoughts. Number 1. First, the speaker introduced her name and she said she was calling about the advertisement they had placed in the Cliffdale newspaper for a used bicycle. Next, she said the one they had described in their ad seems perfect and she had questions about it. So she suggested call back the telephone number. After that, she announced she was going on holiday on Friday and wouldn't be back for 2 weeks. So she suggested call her before then. Finally, she thanked for number 2. First, the speaker got all employees on the engine assembly line attention. Next, he announced the maintenance team had found oil leaking on the conveyor belts, so they would have to shut down production until the leak could be fixed. After that, he hoped repairs would take long, so since their lunch break started in around 15 minutes, finally he reminded they were just going to extending lunchtime that day from the unusual half hour to 45 minutes. So he hoped they enjoyed the extra time and they would see them back at their workstation on 1 o'clock. Number 3. First, the speaker said hello and she introduced she was from the Pin Hill Medical Clinic about their appointment with Dr. Smith on August 4th at 10 a.m. Next, she reminded that their office had recently relocated and announced they were in a new medical professional building at the corner of Cooper Avenue and Main Street. Finally, she suggested call their back at the telephone number to confirm that Tim would keep appointment and thanked for that. Number 4. First, the speaker suggested come to Adrian's if they were looking for fresh and inventive cooking and introduced it was located on the top floor of the Medford building. Next, she said Adrian's offered breathtaking view of the entire city and he introduced along with the stunning view they featured many authentic Italian dishes they couldn't find anywhere else. After that, he said based on their carefully had prepared entree are surprisingly affordable. Finally, he introduced they had been on the Daily Times list of best bargain restaurant, so he suggested come to Adrian's that day for an unforgettable dining experience. Number 5. First, the speaker introduced that the message were for Geo Greywood at Riverdale Publishing, and her name was Helen Sanders, and she said they had met the month before of Southwest Literary Conference. Next, she explained that she told him about the book she had been writing Travels by Land, and she announced she had just completed the first draft. After that, she said she was going to go ahead and email them a copy as they suggested. Finally, she told she was very excited about the possibility of working with him since she had edited so many books by other travel writers that she admired and she hoped they found the manuscript promising, and she looked forward to hearing from him. Number 6. First, the speaker introduced Channel KLX, that their favorite folk music station, and next up, they would hear an exclusive interview with songwriter and singer Robert Baker. Next, she said she was particularly pleased to hear Robert on the show because they had been friends ever since they met in the music class at Coast University. After that, she announced Robert would be talking about his new album Total Beggar, which had been recorded live at the famous Wheeling Pearl Festival. Finally, she reminded when they came back from the break, they would let them know how they could win a pair ticket to his upcoming concert at Midlands Arena, so she suggested stay tuned. Number 7. First, the speaker reminded his staff to tell patients about the new service they were offering on the library's website. Next, he said patients could access library's catalog and their accounts online, so they could put titles on hold, search other libraries, foreign interlibrary loans, and review checkout all from their home computers. Finally, he reminded they had many made that had their website printed on them, so he suggested his staff offer them to people as they check out at the circulation desk. Number 8. First, the speaker got Pacific Giant shoppers' attention and announced they would like to invite them to visit their newly remodeled third floor display area. Next, she introduced after several months of renovations, they had transformed the entire floor into a bright, open space to showcase their large selection of living room furniture. After that, she said the additional space had allowed them to display even more creative room layouts and design ideas, and they also offered complimentary in-store design consultation service. Finally, she suggested speak with a member of their talent design staff that day to find the perfect fabric for their sofa or choose the best lighting in accessories to decorate their room, so she reminded, be sure to come and take a look. Number 9. First, the speaker welcomed to Sunlight House and introduced his name. He would be leading them on that afternoon's tour. Next, he introduced, despite its name, Sunlight had been designed by Edgar Thompson not as a residential home, but as the office for his own architectural business, and it had been there that he had worked on many of the introductory buildings that he was so well known for that day. After that, he said they would see when they entered the building. It would seem like one large room with cleverly designed modular workspaces for Thompson and each of his associates. That type of law was quite common that day, but it had been revolu- revolutionary for Thompson's time. Finally, he reminded when they worked. around feel free to talk or photograph, but they had to not handle or learn against anything because many of the items on display had been become a fragile with age. Number 10. First, the speaker introduced it was time to start planning the phone travel session. They published every September and he introduced that year they had decided to have the summer intern and grind most of it. It was a good long-term project for them and it would solve their biggest problem from before summer. Next, he said that had been the first time they would use interns to work on news article for the weekday edition, which sounded like a good idea, but he was sure on remember how time-consuming it had been giving intern daily feedback on their articles. After that, he complained about the fact that some of them had missed important deadlines for their business, so he reminded that summer everyone would have a mentoring assignment just once a week rather than daily. Finally, he suggested take a look at their calendars and then email him the days when they were free mentoring someone. Thanks for watching.